and welcome to our Little Legend story time. Today's story is a lovely one. It's called Grandpa's Garden and it's by Stella Fry, and it's all about a little boy and his grandpa who teaches him so much about the garden. So, it is spring, Grandpa. Can we begin? The days are still short and the light is sharp like lemon juice, but here and there green spears have pierced the soil. Soon there will be daffodils. Snuggled deep in my hat and scarf, I tramp in Grandpa's footsteps to the vegetable patch at the garden's end. So there he is, and he is going to walk along behind his grandpa, and just like he's really cosy in his little scarf and hat, all the little vegetables are cosy too. So their little shoots are just above the ground, but their roots are nice and cosy from the cold underneath the earth. I try to dig, but the ground's too hard. It's no use, Grandpa. Everything's dead. He chuckles and his eyes are full of summer. It's only sleeping, Billy. Come and see. So little Billy goes along with his grandpa, and the grandpa's eyes are full of summer. He's a very happy grandpa, isn't he? And who's away in the background watching them? Can you see? That's right, girls and boys, a little cat. So Billy's got a lovely spade, just like his grandpa. And look at the lovely rows they're making. Very, very neat. And who are these boys and girls? All trying to see what they're going to plant, aren't they? That's right, the little blackbirds. So one slice of a spade and the soil turns inside out. Beetles, bugs and wiggling worms are busy breaking up the earth. So there, what's this little chap here? Yeah, that's right, girls and boys, it's a little worm. And the little beetles, so they help the earth as well too, because whenever they're going along, they're helping Grandpa by making little passages through the earth, and that makes the earth grow and get air into it and makes it all nice and healthy. So look how hard they work, says Grandpa. Shall we help them? So that's what they must have had their spades for, girls and boys. So we dig and we dig. That's just what they do with their spades. And all that digging makes my tummy rumble. Grandpa says the soil is hungry too, waking after such a long sleep. We need to feed it, or nothing will grow. So, does this look like a big pot to you, boys and girls? It does, doesn't it? A big lid on the pot. So will we see what's inside the pot? And look, the little bird, even though he's got a worm in his mouth, he's waiting to see what's inside the pot too. Oh, look at this, girls and boys, a lovely big pot full. Will we hear what's inside it? All year long, he's cooked a steaming compost heap. Nothing is wasted. Vegetable peelings, lawn cuttings, every fallen leaf. Now it's rich and dark and sweet and ready to spread in our vegetable beds. And then we wait. It's hard to wait. So Billy's there with his grandfather, and they're looking inside it. And can you maybe tell me what would that be that's inside it, girls and boys? That's right, it's a carrot. And is this maybe a cabbage leaf? And all the potato peels are all there as well too. And I'm sure there's plenty of grass there, because they said that there was the grass cuttings, and there's a lot of grass during the year, isn't there? And still the little blackbird is waiting to see what happens. And who's away in the distance? Yeah, the little cat, that's right. And look, this is the little greenhouse, and all the little pots are there. Do you think there's little plants in those? I think so too. It's warmer and now and lighter. Leaves uncrumple, soft as silk on waking trees. Grandpa crumbles earth like chocolate cake. Ready, Billy? It's planting time. So, can you imagine you're like a big tree, boys and girls, and your arms out, and just like a branch, and your hands like the leaves, And it says the leaves uncrumple. So can you uncrumple like a leaf? And then wiggle those fingers, wiggle, 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 wiggle. And that's the leaves all blowing in the breeze, those new leaves. Wiggle, wiggle. And also, girls and boys, Grandpa is making like cake with the soil. And it's the earth crumbling. So can you crumble the earth? That's just the earth making a big chocolate cake. And that's what Grandpa's doing. And look, we can see all the... Remember this was all the little shoots underneath the earth and the bulbs? And what have they grown into? What are these? They're not snowdrops. No. What are they? That's right, girls and boys. It's the daffodils. That's right. So we comb the soil smooth with our rakes and mark out lines with sticks and string. Peas and beans and pumpkin seeds need tucking in with careful fingers. We sow carrot seeds in tidy rows, but I like scattering salad seeds into the breeze. Grandpa says they'll grow wherever they land. Grandpa has sprouted trays of potatoes. We bury them and pat the soil around. And then we wait. It's hard to wait. So there they are, and this is their little, what's this here, girls and boys? That's the string. Very good, well done. And they have all there's their little scissors, and they have all the little packets of seed, and they're going to plant them all along there. But what did Billy say he likes to do with the salad seeds, boys and girls? Can we pretend to throw them? Pretend to scatter them? That's right. He likes, and it doesn't matter where they land, they will grow. That's what Grandpa says. So every day I run to look, but there's nothing there. Grandpa, I wail. Why is it so slow? Patience, Billy. Grandpa smiles. Good things take time. But just this once, I'll let you peep. A teepee marks the beans we buried weeks before. In I dig, finger and thumb. A gentle tug and up one comes, complete with brand new baby roots. And look, another shoot is reaching up towards the light. There, says Grandpa, not long now. But it's still hard to wait. So girls and boys, this is the teepee that Billy's saying about, and it's generally bamboo wood. There can be other ones as well too, but this looks like bamboo. And can you see the little shoots? And they are going to grow. They're going to be so secure because they're around the bamboo teepee, and they will grow right up and become very strong plants. So Grandpa again was very, very clever. He knows what's best for the little plant. So Grandpa gives me my jobs to pass the time. Here with my watering can, I'm rainmaker, cloud shaker, sprinkling rainbows on thirsty soil. And now, as if by magic, spring bursts in and everything grows. So look, boys and girls, that's them all above the ground, and they're all underneath the ground, because this is their roots. So this is turnips, I would think, girls and boys. What do you think those are? Call out. That's right, it's the carrots. And look, we can see the leaves growing even further up the teepee. And also in the greenhouse, look how high they've grown, because they're lovely and warm in there too. And the birds are still circling around in the air, waiting to see what happens. But the plants are in danger. Look what's happened, Grandpa. Come with me. Oh no, something is stealing our garden. I spy slimy slugs and snails, caterpillars too. And I see green fly and black fly feasting on young frail leaves. We can't wait, there isn't time. But Grandpa doesn't seem to mind at all. Have a look around, Billy, he says. Tell me who you can see, and tell me how they're protecting the garden. Quiet mind. So there's Billy. What kind of face has he got, boys and girls? Kind of sad, isn't he? Can you put a sad face on, like Billy? Because what does he see, girls and boys? A little snail. And what's this? You're right, a little slug. And who's this little chap here? Yeah, a little caterpillar. He's not very happy, sure he's not. Let's see what happens. Very quietly, I start exploring. I find hungry frogs and snuffling hedgehogs. There are lazy ladybirds and gauzy hoverflies. So, what's that, girls and boys? That's right, that's a little frog. So who's this here? The little hedgehogs, that's right. And who can we see buzzing around, Billy? That's the little hoverflies, that's right. And the lovely little red ladybirds, that's right. And I see busy, bright-eyed birds flying down from the trees, searching for supper. They're the best friends we could have, says Grandpa. He's right. Our friends help to keep those bugs at bay. And Grandpa knows a trick or two. Grandpa's a very clever grandpa, I think. And the birds they found, what have they found? They found the little worms. That's right. And they're all, Billy and his grandpa are looking up and seeing them flying down from the trees and helping them with the garden. Everything's growing now in the summer sun, scrambling higher, squabbling for space. Grandpa shows me how to pull out wicker plants and greedy weeds. We squeeze some room for baby plants, tomatoes and cucumbers and strawberries, grown in Grandpa's greenhouse. So now we know what he was growing in the greenhouse, boys and girls. Yeah, that's right, it was the strawberries. And everything looks to be grown so well, doesn't it? And they've brought out some of the strawberries there. That's them all in the pots that were in the greenhouse. And they've brought them out for planting in the lovely, lovely garden. At last it's harvest time. There's so much to do. We dig and pick. In no time at all, my basket fills and my mouth blooms bright with strawberry juice. But when I pop a pot of peas, I find the caterpillars have got there before me. One for the compost, Grandpa says. We have plenty more. So, girls and boys, there he is, and he's eating his strawberries, and he's eating lots of them, I would think, to get his mouth it's all red from the strawberries. And look, there's who are these, boys and girls? That's right, that's the little greedy caterpillars, isn't it? But again, Grandpa's very, very clever, and he doesn't let that go to waste at all. It goes to the compost. And Grandpa leaves some peas and beans unpicked. The pods bake in the late summer sun until they crack and split their seams. Together we scoop the insides into paper bags. These are next year's crop, he said. I always grow a few more than I need. So there they are. And remember, they said about the teepee. And look how high they've gone up the teepee now, girls and boys. But again, Grandpa is so clever, and he is keeping some of the seeds for next year to grow. And the plants are very clever too, because they make the seeds for next year. Very, very, very clever plants, and very, very clever Grandpa. The sun sinks tender as the ripest peach. We light a fire, Grandpa and me, roasting potatoes and toasting our toes. Grandpa sips from his flask of tea, and I try to swallow my yawns. Autumn is sending the soil to sleep, and it won't be long before winter is here. But spring will follow, and we'll be there, Grandpa and me, to welcome it again. And I can't wait. So again, he can't wait, girls and boys. And they're there with their roasted potatoes. And what are these? The little strawberries, that's right. And they're enjoying the lovely autumn sun. And who is sleeping? Who's this? The little cat sleeping, isn't it? Just like the soil. Because it's going into winter, because everything needs to sleep to get to make themselves lovely and bright for the next springtime to come. So We learned so much from Grandpa today. He was a very clever Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa, for teaching us so much. So we'll wave bye-bye to Billy, and we'll wave bye-bye to Grandpa, and the little cat who's sleeping. Because he's sleeping. And we'll say bye-bye for another story next time, girls and boys. And hope you really enjoyed today's story about Grandpa's garden. See you again next time.